Hi, Annabella.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, well, I wanted to take the opportunity to meet you, and first and foremost, congratulate you on being our winner of the scholarship in New York State. We also have offices in California, and we awarded a young woman yesterday the scholarship for the California applicants. So you were among many applicants, so you did a good job. I'll tell you that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Very good job. Uh, yeah, so you had a very impressive submission, and that's what got you here. Um, Notre Dame Law School, that's got to be pretty exciting, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I found out in May. So the whole process of getting an apartment and everything has been accelerated, and it's wild to think that it's actually here. It's definitely an adventure. So I'm excited to undertake that.
Oh, that's great. And I'm sure your family's very excited and happy for you. And
Oh yeah. Yep.
I would have loved to have gone to Notre Dame, but I had neither the grades you do nor the money. So I didn't do either. I went to UB, but that's fantastic. So congratulations on that as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Boy, I'll tell you, you were a busy person, an undergraduate, and to cram in all that interesting extracurricular stuff you did, and then maintain. What did you have, a 4.0?
Yep.
That's pretty exceptional. So you're obviously not only bright, but you're a very hard worker, which will
Thank you.
serve you well in law school. It's a different different atmosphere in many ways than undergraduate school. I'm sure you've talked to people who've gone, and you worked in law offices. I know that. So it's I'm not telling you anything you probably don't already know, but especially a school like Notre Dame, because there's a lot of smart people going to. But I got a feeling, based on what I'm looking at here, you'll excel.
Thank
Uh, so you were on a moot court or mock trial team.
Yes. Yep. I loved my time in mock trial. I really did.
That's awesome. My wife, Suzanne Maxwell Barnes, who's a county court judge, she and I were she and I were coaches last year for one of the UB teams, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So I give you credit for diving into that. And when you say you worked as a legal assistant in a law office, were you in a paralegal position or something a little different than that? Why don't you tell me about that?
So I think the line between paralegal and legal assistant can be blurred, but
Yeah.
legal assistants tend to do more calendaring, scheduling, organizational work. But I have had the privilege to do a lot of drafting. I'm actually at my job right now, and so once I leave the Zoom, after my lunch, I'm going to go draft a mechanics lien. So it's a lot of learning the nuts and bolts of practice, and I think that that's been really helpful in framing my own future practice, because I think now that I've experienced what it feels like to be support staff, I think it has made me so appreciative for the people who are working, behind the attorneys and who really make the office run. So it's been really interesting to just learn some of these particular peculiarities of even the New York system. So it's been interesting.
Yeah, no, that's such a astute observation that you just made, because that is important, understanding. And some people become lawyers and they think, well, we know everything and everybody else better listen to me, and that type of thinking. One of the advice, a lot of good advice I got when I first started out many years ago was, especially if you're going to be a trial lawyer, always be nice to the court clerks.
Yep.
Always be polite. Bring them some, treats once in a while. Whatever you do, because they may control when your case gets called. So just little things like that.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a great idea that you're working in what sounds like a general practice kind of a.
Yep.
And I think that's great, because that's kind of the way I started out too. My first job was in the district attorney's office.
Nice.
I was there for almost 5 years. I decided it was time to leave. I love the job, and I strongly recommend that to young lawyers when they come out, if they have any interest in trial law in particular. But I went on my own with another buddy of mine from law school, and we opened up our own place, and we did a lot of general practice law. And I think that's becoming rarer and rarer to find people that are, generating there. But you learn a lot. You're forced to learn a lot and understand more about the law than in a narrow focus. And of course, you may have a narrow focus as time goes on. I see you expressed an interest in personal injury work.
Yeah.
That's the path I eventually obviously went down. But it's good to have those nuts and bolts to understand the whole legal world, even if you're not going to stay in one area or another. So,
well, and also the great thing about general practice as someone who wanted to go to law school is that I feel like I've touched so many different areas of law, especially because I'm assigned to 3 attorneys, one of whom is a first-year associate. So they're kind of just doing whatever they're being put into. They're being put into different cases. So I really feel like I understand better now what fits me, my personality, what I am not interested in. And I don't think that I would have necessarily gotten that if I was at a firm that was a little bit less well-rounded and a little bit less general practice.
I think that's very true. Because as I mentioned, when I ventured into the private practice world and was just grabbing whatever business I could get, I was doing real estate closings, I was doing criminal work, because that was my background from the DA's office, a lot of court-appointed criminal work, both in state and federal courts. But I even grabbed some matrimonial cases.
Oh, geez.
And I found out pretty quickly I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I really didn't like that. You never made anybody happy doing that work, unfortunately. It's a tough area of the law. But well, that's great. So are you going to be living on campus there in Notre Dame? Yeah.
Yep. So they have graduate campus apartments, which I'm super excited about. I'm paired up with a German exchange student as my roommate. So it's just an adventure. And I went to UB undergrad. I grew up in Buffalo. So I'm very much a Buffalo person. So the idea of going away for a short period of time and just seeing a little bit more of the world and then being able to bring that back to my hometown is something I'm really excited about.
That's great. And again, you got law school to complete and bar exams and all that, but would that be your at least now your plan to come back to Buffalo? And
certainly, I want to raise a family in Buffalo. That's my intention. So I know that I will end up in Buffalo at some point in time, but when that happens, I think that's going to be part of the journey and part something interesting for me to see. I see myself ending up here, but I don't know. My roots are here. So
yeah, and there's I've lived here my whole life. Well, I've lived a couple other places, but I've only practiced law here in Buffalo. So yeah, you see a lot of folks that have tried other parts of the country, and I'm good for them if you're adventurous that way. But there is something about Buffalo that seems to bring people back, in spite of the weather sometimes. Weather's beautiful right now.
That's okay.
I don't mind the summer. Do you have a chance? I know you're busy, you're working, and I'm not going to keep you much longer. But are you having some fun this summer?
I'm trying to. So in just a few weeks, right before law school, I'm going on a trip to Germany. One last ditch trip to enjoy. I was originally committed to UB, so I had made the plans to go to Germany, and then I found out about Notre Dame and I ran away. So the plane tickets were already bought, the trip was already planned. So we're going through it, we're gonna do it, it's gonna be great. So that's my big fun summer plan. I'm excited.
Good for you. I was there quite a few years ago. It's a beautiful place. You'll love it. I won't bore you with it. A long story, a real quick story about Germany. We go there. It wasn't Oktoberfest, but it was close to that. And these couple guys I was with were at one of those big beer hall things.
Yep.
One guy decides he's going to be cool, and he's going to order the drinks in German, and he said zwei dunkel bitte to the bartender, and the guy replies with pretty much a Brooklyn accent. Want the big ones or the smaller ones? Like, the big ones. So anyway,
Yeah, they can
listen,
tell.
Annabelle, I did want to meet with you and congratulate you. You a very impressive young woman, and I think you're going to do fantastic in law school. And I hope if it all works out as you're planning, that at some point you do come back to practice law in Buffalo, because it's a great place to practice law. We have offices in New York, in Manhattan, Long Island, and I get down there sometimes, and it's fine, but it's not. It's a different animal, you know.
There's something about Buffalo, certainly.
Yeah, lawyers. I mean, lawyers. We fight with each other and we argue with each other. That's the nature of it. But there is a camaraderie, I think, in the Buffalo bar that it's not. You don't find that in a lot of other places.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and
Thank you.
thank you for joining me to talk a little bit. And I wish you luck. I know you're going to do great.
Thank you. And I just want to say that I really am honored to be chosen. As we were talking about with Notre Dame, for me, I'm not coming from a place where it'll be easy. It's definitely a sacrifice. It's something that I will be facing for years after law school, and it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. But I think that with your generosity and having chosen me, it really makes a difference, and it really matters to me. And I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. You deserved it. And you know, the great thing about Notre Dame, because I do have acquaintances and friends that on there, they have such a network. It's unbelievable. Now, you're a Golden Domer, and that's just the way it is. So, well, you're welcome, and try to enjoy that trip to Germany.
Thank you.
And you know, again, best of luck to you, Annabella.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.